Candidates come to me and they tell me that they are unable to describe an image on the PTE speaking. Don't worry, I got you covered. In today's video, we are exactly going to see how to describe a difficult image. A bar chart or a line graph or maybe a pie chart will be easier. But when they give you pictures, that's when people falter. Today, I'm going to show you how to speak for 25 to 35 seconds with much ease. How to speak fluently with pronunciation and with content on the trends, increase and decrease, skyrocketed or maybe plummeted, rose to, slumped down, etc. etc. On the describe image, which is the highest scorer, you might get 25 to 30 marks. So don't falter. Just use the oral fluency with clear pronunciation and with content using the trends. For some reason, if you're unable to crack the PTE, please call us or WhatsApp us in the number given on the description below. I'll be more than happy to help you crack the PTE on the first attempt. This is Sridhar from PTE Language Institute, your only success mentor. Let us see what do we have here. If you get a pie chart like this, it'll be a cakewalk. Let me show you how to speak with oral fluency, clear pronunciation and content. Let me switch on the stopwatch to see whether I'm able to speak for 25 to 35 seconds. Let me start. The pie chart illustrates market share of pet services and products. To begin with, pet food can be seen at 30%, whereas pet healthcare with a market share of 25%. However, pet toys with a market share of 20%, but pet grooming was seen at 15% market share and other services at 10%. Overall, it's a clear depiction of market share of pet services and products. I spoke for nearly 28 seconds. That's a good one. Let us dive into the next describe image. Let me switch on the stopwatch. Okay, let's begin. The line graph describes cell phone owners in the US from 2005 to 2020. In the year of 2005, there were only 60% of any cell phone users, whereas from 2010 to 2015, only around 40 to 60% of smartphone users can be seen. However, from 2020 to 2025, both smartphone and any cell phone users were over 80% in the US. Overall, it's a clear depiction of cell phone users in the US in 15 years time period. Let us move on to the next describe image. The bar chart illustrates weekly broadcast hours by program type, like the news, sports, drama program type, comedy and documentary. News channels can be seen with a weekly broadcast of 25 hours. However, the sports had around second highest weekly broadcast with 20 hours, whereas drama program type had only 15 hours of weekly broadcasts. Finally, comedy and documentary had 10 hours and 5 hours of weekly broadcasts respectively. Let's move on to the next describe image. So viewers, what if you get a map like this? You'll be totally confused. Let us deal with it. In the year of 2004, the Harlequin Ladybird distribution was spread across England in red dots. However, in the year of 2005, the Harlequin Ladybird had a limited distribution towards southeast and southwest, which can be seen in black dots. Overall, it's a clear distribution of Harlequin Ladybird in these 2 years in England. Let us dive into the next describe image. The picture illustrates a typical classroom in a school. I see a lot of students have gathered in the classroom in the first row and in the middle benches and last bench. I see a chalkboard and a wall clock hung on the wall. Towards the right, I see a big window through which the sunrise is brightening up the room. It seems as though the class is yet to begin and the students are anticipating a lecture session. I see a table with registers on it and a mic and a podium for the lecture to begin. Overall, it's a clear depiction of a school classroom. Just before I move on to the next describe image, please do not forget to subscribe to my channel and smash the like button. Also comment below as to what you liked about this video and what you want in the upcoming videos so that it can be useful to you and benefit you in a major way. The image illustrates the diagram of a human respiratory system. I see a nose and mouth for the human to breathe the oxygen. Below trachea, the windpipe, I see at least 2 lungs with branching airways. Finally, I see the diaphragm below the lungs. It's a clear depiction of human respiratory system. Let us move on to the next describe image. This picture illustrates a typical living room. In the middle, I see a coffee table and a couch. Towards the right side of the couch, I see a wall-mounted TV. Behind and above the TV, I see a lot of pictures that are hung on the wall. Towards the right side of the TV, I see a balcony, a lot of vase and flower pots kept in front of the balcony. Towards the left side of the couch, I see a shelf with lots of books on it, and some flower pots and book boxes are kept on the shelf. It's a clear depiction of a modern day living room. Let us dive into the next describe image. To begin with, the human evolution started with an ape. Over the centuries, the apes became the Australopithecus. Centuries after, the Australopithecus evolved into a Homo erectus. After that, the Homo erectus became the Homo sapiens after millions of years. Finally, the Homo sapiens evolved into a modern day human being. Overall, it's a clear depiction of evolution of mankind. Okay, let us dive into the next describe image. The picture illustrates mountains, rivers, sand dunes, and some sand deposition. To begin with, the river is flowing through the mountains, which is called as the meander. The river water which runs through the mountain forming a neck. Sand depositions can be seen in the mountains and in the plains as well. Towards the right, I see a lot of trees. Towards the left, I see a lot of plains with agricultural land. It is a clear depiction of the river meander which is cutting across the mountains to pave way for the river. Let's move on to the next describe image. The picture describes an amusement park. In the center of the theme park, I see a giant wheel, and behind the giant wheel, I see a roller coaster. Behind the roller coaster, I see a castle as well. Towards the foreground, I see a lot of hutments and games for the children to play. Towards the right and left side, I see a lot of trees with balloon flying over it. At the background, I see a few clouds hovering on the sky. It's a clear depiction of an amusement park on a sunny day for the children to play. This is Sridhar signing off from PTE Language Institute. See you on the other side. Thanks for watching.